It's every time from the morning till the night. This gang is shooting every day.
We are living in fear. Our whole community is traumatized.
Cape Town, the jewel of South Africa. Tourists call it the mother city. But step off the postcard beaches and you'll find another Cape Town, one constantly living in fear.
Yo, I'm a blading, come. Customers come, run here, come here, come even now.
Drive-by shootings, kids ducking for cover in schoolyards, families paying protection fees just to stay alive. It sounds like a war zone, and yet across the ocean, another country once lived the same nightmare and turned it around almost overnight. I'm talking about El Salvador. In 2022, President Nayib Bukele declared a state of emergency and deployed 10,000 security forces into known gang strongholds. In a year, more than 78,000 suspected gang members were arrested, from street-level dealers to high-level kingpins, destroying criminal networks completely. It was so effective, they even had to build more prisons. Most notably, a super prison called CCOT, the Terrorism Confinement Center. And it worked. Murder rates plummeted from 103 per 100,000 people to just 8. Extortions even fell by 70%.
Que sea más, llamar más turismo y de igual manera, antes, me daba mucho miedo salir de noche y ahora pues, no, nada que decirle, tranquilamente camino en la noche.
And for the first time in decades, Salvadorians felt safe walking in their own streets, something South Africans desperately yearned for. But that miracle came at a price. Mass arrests, overcrowded prisons, accusations of abuse, and a horror story that will make one wonder if the ends justify the means.
Se me acercó un agente y me dijo, aquí es bien solo.
The police officer asked for his papers and phone number and then accused him, without proof, of running an illegal taxi service and called for backup.
Ese fue el motivo por el que a mí me llevaron.
He was transferred from the police station to Mariona prison.
En el penal de Mariona, el recibimiento de los custodios era golpearlo a uno.
Over a period of 10 months, moving between police stations, prisons, and the prison hospital, Mario lost both of his legs.
Perdí mi negocio, el carro no me lo devolvieron, tuve que quitar el negocio de donde estaba, venir para la casa.
Here at home, parts of Cape Town are in chaos. And I don't know if you remember, but we have tried a similar approach before. In 2019, the SANDF deployed 1,320 troops to the Cape Flats. Millions were spent, but without proper training, intelligence, and prosecution powers, the operation barely made a dent. The streets were still ruled by the gangs after they left. Fast forward to this year, September 2025, and the Cape Flats are still gripped by relentless violence. There were 3 men gunned down in a single Mitchell's Plain drive-by, with at least 6 others killed across Cape Town in just 2 days earlier that month. Just after 59 murders were recorded in just 7 days in August, as reported by CTV News. The Western Cape's gang-driven bloodshed shows no sign of stopping. These aren't just random acts of violence. This is organized crime syndicates stepping into the void of a crumbling country. Gangs like the Fancy Boys and Junkie Funky Kids wage open war for territory. In Kailicha, extortion rackets bleed schools and small businesses with protection fees. In Steenberg and Philippe, gunfire erupt out of nowhere, claiming children as young as 15, turning playgrounds into battlefields. And the guns keep flooding into the province.
They've uncovered an assortment of arms and ammunition at a house in Mitchell's Plain, an area plagued by gang violence. 19 firearms, 1,500 rounds of ammunition, 3 gun safes, 26 magazines, a stun grenade, a silencer, and a shooting practice target board were concealed in cooler boxes and safes. Officials say guns remain the weapon of choice in the Western Cape.
Cape Town isn't just fighting street thugs, it's facing a pipeline of weapons and drugs that move across provinces and an influence across oceans.
As a cartel drug lord, your biggest problem is going to be counting your money. But you'll have a few guys hired to do that. And a few more guys to count your mansions, houses, planes, boats, luxury cars, and all the material possessions you could possibly dream of. Like all the kings and emperors before you, you too will have your very own army, driving around in custom-made tanks designed by top military equipment engineers. If you're a Mexican cartel lord, and too many of your men find themselves in prison, you just send a couple hundred of your best guys down there and get them out of jail. The guards won't stop you.
International cartels see South Africa as a key link in their global supply chain. If they can't move their product through our airspace or our oceans, they make labs and build networks that ultimately destroy our communities. Even if we tried a Bukele-style crackdown tomorrow, where would we put them all? As it stands, our prisons are bursting. At a February 2025 briefing to Parliament, the Department of Correctional Services admitted facilities are 46% over capacity, with an urgent need for 50,000 extra beds. And criminals aren't just calling it a day after they are imprisoned. They are running their operations from within. Minister Pieter Groenewald told Parliament that since July 2024, officials confiscated an approximate 33,874 cell phones, 20,577 sharpened objects, 232 kilograms of drugs, and 394,450 rand in cash, all inside our prisons. The notorious gangster Cat 9 Lives Matlala was caught with a cell phone, allegedly contacting high-ranking officials. Proof that the rot does not stop at the prison walls. Thanks to the Mahlanga Commission of Inquiry, testimony from Lieutenant General Nklanhla Kunazi and National Police Commissioner Fanny Masemola illustrate just how the criminal underworld has influenced the pillars of our society. Police ministers are allegedly linked to syndicates, disbanding task teams that investigate them. Brown envelopes are given and judges grant bail to accused murderers. Cape Town does have its own safety plan. The province spends billions of its own money on additional officers and community programs. Nationally, the SAPS budget exceeds 120 billion rand, and allocations are made directly to high crime provinces, including the Eastern Cape, KZN, and Gauteng. This includes the Western Cape. But some argue it's insufficient given the level of Cape Town's violence. Cape Town's mayor, Gordon Hill-Lewis, called for an urgent deployment of resources to support the province's SAPS anti-gang unit, highlighting severe shortages of vehicles, firearms, and bulletproof vests. I'm gravely concerned by reports that the SAPS anti-gang unit has just 5 working vehicles and a shortage of bulletproof vests and firearms, with officers who submit their guns for ballistics forced to go unarmed due to no additional stock. Mayor Hill-Lewis said, "You can't make this stuff up. How could the army ever make a difference when the anti-gang unit is being set up to fail?" I think it's also important to understand how power is divided in the country. Policing is a national function run by the ANC-led national government. The Western Cape is led by the DA provincially and only supplements policing with its own safety programs. The DA doesn't control SAPS's budget of hiring or deployment. That means when the province allocates billions to safety, it's plugging gaps at a national level and has no sway in the running of its own police force.
Well,
Gangs, crime.
absolutely, safety, gangs, crime. That's why we're going to fight to the Constitutional Court to get policing powers for the city of Cape Town. The national government can't run policing. It's totally corrupt. Kwanazi told us. The Madlanga Commission is listening to the evidence. It is riddled with corruption from criminal syndicates. That's why we want to control policing. The police are too controlled by the gangs themselves, by the drug dealers themselves. That's why we want to control policing. And we're going to fight till the Constitutional Court to get that power.
So I have to ask you now, do we keep patching a broken system where police are underfunded with a compromised court system managed by corrupt police ministers while our prisons become well overcrowded? Or do we go a full Bukele with mass arrests and suspension of rights to stop the bloodshed? Or do we build something different? A state that fights syndicates without surrendering democracy? Because right now, the gangs and the syndicates are winning. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, maybe that bell too, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.